You have to make an important phone call, and instantly, as you press that call button, you get a rush of anxiety. Something shoots through your chest, and you feel fight or flight, and you are just miserable. Once that fight or flight experience is over, you still have this chronic feeling of anxiety, of feeling like something's gonna happen, negative thoughts, negative things about yourself, negative feelings about yourself, negative perceptions of the world, negative thoughts that you're putting into other people's heads about you. All these things are tormenting you, and you have no idea why or how to overcome it. Why do some people not have to deal with this? Why do some people get a pass, but you don't? In this video, I'm going to help you overcome anxiety and talk about the root of it and what it is. Before we get into that though, how's it going everybody? Welcome back to another one of these videos where we play the old version of Minecraft and we talk about life. How to improve physically, mentally, spiritually, and just life stories, life lessons, and all that stuff to help you guys out, to provide value to you guys, to younger me, to what I wish I did, and my regrets and my things I would change. So I hope this video helps you. If it does, please consider watching some of my other videos and consider joining the Discord link in the description below if you want to join a community of people who are also probably struggling with anxiety, and talk to them and open up to them and get help and advice and brotherhood and friendship. And I don't know, it's a cool Discord to be in. Go ahead and join. Anyways, another thing is in this video, for some reason this world got corrupted, and I think I found out why. So I had a house, and the house corrupted, and the chunk reverted back to like um, the original setting. So there was no house. My house disappeared. The reason why my house disappeared is because because I have the habit of pressing the X button instead of the save and quit button. So from now on, I'm gonna try and save and quit my progress instead of exiting out of the window. So that's an old version thing, autosave. But unfortunately, we will have to start over again from scratch in this world. But that's okay. We haven't done too much. So, anyways, what is anxiety? Anxiety is a couple things. It can be that fight or flight response that we should be getting in some sense, because naturally we are supposed to feel fight or flight in danger. The only thing is, there is no actual present danger of making a phone call or going to basketball practice or making a speech. What's going to happen? You get made fun of. Okay, whatever. The other anxiety is anxious thoughts before and after. Not in the moment, but before and after. Intrusive thoughts that just torment you constantly. What we have to realize is that these thoughts don't just come out of nowhere. Oftentimes we've had trauma, built up anxieties over time that have become a stronghold, and that spiritually have kind of attacked us and gained power over us. And because it's gained power over us, it's now a stronghold and is now something that we chronically get. Whether you believe in the spiritual realm or not, there is still a very true reality of your environment causing you to kind of attack yourself with thoughts and patterns and that it recognizes. So if it recognizes that something is a threat, then eventually it'll be even more of a threat, and it will continue to be a threat. If you think negatively, you will be a negative person. That's just how it is. If you force yourself to think positively, eventually you'll be a positive person. So we have to fight against this anxiety, because this anxiety has become a stronghold in our life. We can't run away from it. This is the number one thing that we have to know. Don't run away from your anxiety. Growing up, I had terrible anxiety. I couldn't make phone calls. I couldn't go to basketball practice without getting anxiety about performance or being made fun of, or fights, because I got into a lot of fights. There's our old house, by the way. Apparently our old house didn't get corrupted, but our new house did in the game. But yeah, so I had terrible anxiety. Phone calls, girls. There was this girl I really liked, and I eventually worked up the courage to talk to her in person a couple times in school after class, and man, it was terrible. And my own anxiety became my own enemy, my worst enemy, because my anxiety made me awkward, it made me weird, it made me sweaty, it made me not a normal human being, when I could have done so much better if I didn't have the anxiety, and I would have felt better before, during, and after. So I wouldn't have had the fight or flight feeling, and I also wouldn't have had the anxiety before and the negative thought about the incident after. The negative self-reflection that causes even more anxiety. Think of that though. Think of that for a minute here. This is how the cycle of anxiety works. You get anxiety about something, you have the anxiety in the moment, in the present moment. That's when you're in that speech or talking to that girl and you're in fight or flight. And then afterwards, because you had the anxiety, you probably did poorly, or you feel like you did poorly. And then, because of your negative self-image, and then you feel badly in reflection about that event, which causes even more anxiety in the future. This is how, spiritually, this is how you get chronic anxiety. It's a pattern, it's a cycle, and as we know, if you do, you are, and over time, it builds and builds and becomes a stronghold, and now you have full-fledged anxiety disorder, and you get panic attacks, and every time you get a phone call, you talk to people in public, talk to a girl, you get anxiety. And the worst part about this is the anxiety cycle doesn't just end there. It leads to depression. Quite literally leads to depression. If you have anxiety that badly over time, it's going to stop you from love, finding love in your life. It's going to stop you from opportunities, from achieving your dreams, from exploring the world, from traveling, from going to college, from learning, from growing, from becoming better and stronger and living life. It's going to stop you from chasing your purpose. It's going to stop you from being in the moment and enjoying nature and life. Simultaneously, it'll stop you from being in the moment, and it'll stop you from achieving things in life that give you a sense of fulfillment and pleasure and purpose. So, because of both those things, because of your lack of purpose and living your life, and your lack of mindfulness, being in the moment, you become depressed. That is a recipe for depression, which is all at the root of it caused by anxiety. So now you have full-fledged depression. You hate your life. You have no purpose, no future, no direction. Your life is meaningless, endless cycle. You feel like nobody loves you. You're negative. You're depressed. Eventually, if it gets bad enough, you will contemplate unaliving yourself. You are a valued person. You are a beautiful soul. But now, because of anxiety, you are a shallow version of yourself. Because of the depression, you are a shallow version of yourself. You just wish people could know the real you. You wish people could see you for who you are. You wish you could just overcome this anxiety for good and not hate your life anymore and do what you want to do. Chase your purpose. Chase that scary thing that is terrifying you. Conquer your fears. Live your life. Do things. Travel. That's what you want. Find love. Find a relationship. Find your soulmate. These are things that you want. But anxiety and then depression, as a result of the anxiety, is holding you back from that. So we need to conquer the root of it, which is anxiety. Anxiety is the root. I'm just kind of wandering around in the game at this point. I'll probably go mining in a little bit. It's getting dark though, so I'm probably going to build a little base somewhere in the mountain, in this little hillside. But yeah, anyways, how do you conquer anxiety for good? There's two ways. I'm going to make it really simple for you guys who are watching. And I really, really hope this helps you because it helped me. I'm telling you, I've already said it, but I had terrible anxiety and I conquered the anxiety. Two ways to overcome anxiety. Be really clear, really concise. The first thing is literally just becoming stronger and working on yourself and being better. The other thing is being more mindful, improving your skill of being present in life, being in the moment. Those two things will be the recipe for conquering anxiety and depression as a result. If you are having negative self talk, anxiety, a lot of times, and it's really hard to admit this, and a lot of people don't like hearing it, but a lot of times there is something about us that is giving us the feeling of not being good enough, not feeling like we're strong enough, not feeling adequate, not feeling capable, not feeling. And I know it's toxic, but in a way, we feel like we are worse than other people, or at least that other people think we are worse than them. Because of that, we are anxious. Would you be as anxious? And I know it's toxic. I know it's very red pill. I understand that. But just hear me out for a second. If you have a big, strong body, you're full, packed on muscle, big, tall, generally handsome. You don't have to be like James Bond, Tristan Tate, but you look pretty decent, all right? You look like a guy. And that is your life. You have a bit of money, you have a bit of success, good job, good career. You travel, you've seen the world, you're enjoying your life, you're present, you're mindful, you're aware, you're happy, you live in the moment, you're positive, you're grateful. If you're that person, how could you have anxiety? If you've traveled, if you have a strong body, if you have muscle, and you go out in public, are you going to have anxiety talking to a stranger? Sure, you might have a little bit of anxiety. But it's not going to be that bad as it would be if you had no muscle and no attractiveness, your chubby face, chubby body, and you're insecure about it. I've had lots of insecurities, and let me tell you, the only way to overcome those insecurities and those anxious thoughts about those insecurities is overcoming it. It's not about running away, because when you run away, you're just avoiding the reality of the situation. And even worse, because you're avoiding the reality of the situation, you are taking yourself out of the present moment, which we know presence leads to happiness in life. So if you're living life not present, you're not going to be happy. You're not going to be mentally healthy at all. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, we are gonna go this way, not die. Yeah, so this is a nice little cave though. We need to become stronger. We need to work towards a goal. We need to push ourselves. I know it's hard when you have chronic anxiety, but you need to get in the gym. You need to start running. Something that gave me a lot of confidence early on that helped me with my anxiety was being good at basketball and playing basketball and running. I ran every day, and that gave me a lot of confidence in myself. It's just the reality of it, especially if you're a man, that you just need to be better. You need to hold your own weight. You need to be stronger physically, mentally, and spiritually. And so what I suggest is get physically active, eat healthier, because junk food is giving you brain fog and making you tired and like half the person that you are mentally and physically. Chase purpose for your life, chase fulfillment, chase your hobbies, find things that are fun, and just push yourself in that and really try to accomplish your goals, accomplish something. You're going to be a lot less anxious confronting if you're fat and that's an anxiety for you, you're going to be a lot less anxious if you confront that and actually improve yourself than if you just live with yourself and tell yourself, oh no, it's fine, and try to excuse it or try to not think about it. Again, we can't run away from our problems. We can't run away from the stress. The stress is always going to be there in life. The anxiety, the source of the anxiety is always going to be there in life. The hardship, the worries, that's always going to be there. We just have to be stronger for those things. We have to be stronger than the phone call. The phone calls aren't going to go away. You can avoid them for a little while, but they're always going to come back. That social interaction, it's always going to come back. And what do you do when that one girl you like you can't talk to because, oh my goodness, creeper. Wow, that was close. What are you gonna do when that person that you really like, instead of going up and talking to them like you want to, you just avoid them and tell yourself, oh no, it's fine. I don't care anyway. Rather be alone. Is that the life that you're meant to live? This shallow version because of anxiety? Because of your insecurity? So, yes, there is something really special about becoming stronger, becoming better, overcoming your fears, and like actually improving yourself. The act of the act of self-improvement, achieving something in life. Most people haven't felt that before, and that's why they feel so inadequate and are getting anxious thoughts. Also, oh man, I had to take a minute for I had to take a minute to just listen to Key uh, by C418 playing in the background. That is so nostalgic, man. Wow. Um, I'm about to cry over Minecraft music. What the heck, man? The soundtrack is so nostalgic. For some reason, Key just fits so perfectly when you're mining. The other thing for overcoming anxiety, and just to wrap up, yes, I know it's hard. You have to confront your fear. You have to confront what's hard. That's the reality. If we keep running away, we're just going to keep being anxious when the time comes. But if we become stronger and realize it's not actually that bad, then our mind will agree that, oh, this isn't a dangerous situation, so we'll be fine next time we do it. Next time we make a speech, next time we make a phone call, it won't be that bad. So, anyways, the other thing to overcoming anxiety is not living in your head so much, and so you have to be more present. You have to improve your ability to be present in life. Anxiety takes us out of the present moment, which is why we're so miserable. But if we live life more in the moment, then we're going to be happier overall. It's very, very hard to do this if you have chronic anxiety because all you want to do is think about the hard thing coming up, the deadline, the thing coming up tomorrow, the speech you have to give in 2 hours. You want to prepare for it. You want to be ready for it. You want to think about it so you are ready, so you're prepared. But the act of overthinking it and being overly prepared and just constantly being in your head about it will actually make it harder. When if you just were in the moment anyway, you would feel a lot better about yourself. So we need to live in the moment, and the way that we better live in the moment is by meditating. The reason why meditation works so well is because it forces us to redirect our attention back to the present moment. That's literally the purpose of it. The purpose isn't eating breakfast, the purpose isn't scrolling on TikTok. The purpose is sitting there with yourself alone and focusing on the present. And every time you get distracted, you redirect back to the present moment. Every time you do that, you become stronger. Your presence, your mindfulness improves. That is growth. That is improvement. It is hard. It is going to be hard, especially the worse off you are. The more you're distracted, the more you live in your head, the harder it's going to be. But it's going to be so much better, and you're going to make more progress if you're worse off than if you're already doing pretty good for yourself. So be hopeful that you're going to make a lot of progress when you start meditating, and you're going to feel like almost a weird sense of contentment in life, just sitting with yourself, eating breakfast instead of eating breakfast, just fully present, tasting every little bit of your food, tasting every bit of your coffee, every flavor, hearing the birds, hearing the noises outside, seeing the sunrise. You will enjoy that so much more and be more grateful for life when you are present. So presence is a really important thing that nobody teaches you. Our lives are so distracted by TikTok and negativity and thoughts, and we don't even filter what comes in through social media. It could be very negative, it could be very toxic, and we just accept it and we just indulge in it. When we get stuck in our head and we're distracted by our own thoughts, we indulge in our own negative thoughts. When if we just meditated and realized, oh wait, I'm getting negative thoughts, and stop thinking those negative thoughts and stop entertaining them, we actually become more happy and less anxious. So part of the cure to anxiety is meditation, in a sense, because meditation will make you live more in the present moment. Other things you can do is do more things in the present, more hobbies, more things that put you in the present moment. So of course, like playing sports puts you in the present moment. You might get anxiety in the fight or flight sense, but that is going to be a lot better than the anxiety in the chronic sense. And so overall, it is much better to be present than to be in our heads. And over time, you'll just start getting less anxious thoughts because you've trained your mind to live in the moment. And you'll actually be happier because you'll actually enjoy life. Our senses are literally being like diminished over time because we're living lives not even like in real life. We're living our lives AFK. When if we just lived in the present moment, we would actually feel, touch, hear, and see more. And feel more alive and less numb. Don't you want that for yourself? Don't you want to feel alive? So yes, that's an important thing. This video is getting pretty long, but yeah, I just wanted to touch on that because the reality of the situation is we have to be stronger, we have to be better, we have to work out, we have to improve ourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually, and we have to be more present. We have to live life in the moment. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. That has to be our life. We have to get out, do, live, experience, accomplish, achieve. Just get out of your room and get out of your head. Get out of distraction, Instagram, out of YouTube, when we just need to live. And then over time, our anxiety will lose its stronghold over us. It will weaken its power over us. If we're intentional long enough with improving our mind, our anxiety, then it will go away. We will overcome it, I promise. And so with that being said, I love you all so very much. If you have any other thoughts or questions on this matter, or if you want to share your story, or if you want to talk to me personally one-on-one, then consider joining the Discord link in the description below. It's only going to be free for a limited time because, well, I don't want too many people joining. And, yeah, it's kind of a lot of time on my part. So, of course, I think charging $2 to $3 a month isn't actually that selfish in terms of like what hours of my time a day supposedly in the future. So I really want to make an impact in your guys' life, but I also can't spend 8 hours a day for no money. That's just the unfortunate reality of this world. Money makes the world go round, and it's not the solution to everything, but gotta pay the bills, gotta support the wife. Someday I'd like to have kids, so if I'm gonna do this, I want to make at least something from it. I know it's frowned upon, but you have to understand me a little bit here. So join the Discord while it's free, and you won't have to pay anything in the future. And yeah, I love you. I want you to get help. I want you to be better, do better, feel better. I want you to overcome what I've overcame. I want to help you with that every step of the way. I love you. I'll see you all in the next one, hopefully.